You know, I don't know any of your clients and prospects, but I know something about them that's very important. I know what radio station they listen to. Now, wait a minute. I know this sounds a little crazy, but stay with me for a minute, because when you find out what I know, your sales results are going to improve dramatically. It doesn't matter if you're east of the Mississippi or west, if you're selling in the US or in Canada. Wherever you are, I want to tell you that your customers listen to just one radio station, and they listen to it all day long. That radio station is WII-FM. What's that? You say you've never heard of WII-FM? Well, they may be the most important call letters that you'll ever learn, because WII-FM stands for What's in it for me? Whether you realize it or not, your clients and prospects are asking that question all the time. What you need to know is that as a sales professional, you'll never break out of the pack until you get in the habit of answering that question clearly, convincingly, and compellingly. In other words, if you're going to ask a small or medium-sized business customer to choose your company and its products and services, you'd better establish for them the benefits of doing so. But here's the challenge. Many salespeople think that they're talking about benefits when what they're really talking about are features. Sometimes this happens because they mistakenly assume that the feature is so significant that the attendant benefit is immediately apparent and therefore doesn't even need to be mentioned. Other times, it's simply a case of salespeople not taking it to the next step, not putting themselves in their customer's shoes and asking, what's in it for me? In either case, I want you to be able to understand the difference and to acquire the habit of translating features into benefits. A feature is a characteristic of a product or service. A benefit is a description of the positive impact that a given feature will have on your customer's business. A feature might produce an intellectual response, but a benefit will move your customers to action. And by the way, please note that this discussion is just as relevant for selling services as it is for selling products. The principles involved are exactly the same. For example, let's say that you're selling a training class for the employees of a client that just installed a network. A feature of your training class might be that it's limited to no more than 10 students per class, while comparable training classes in your market sometimes have as many as 20 students. Now, does it seem to you that the benefit of a 10-student limit is pretty obvious, so obvious that it's hardly worth mentioning? If it does, you're in danger of making a big mistake. If you want to take your sales results to the next level, you'll want to remember that features, no matter how apparently desirable they are, don't engage the customer. Only benefits do that. So in this example, what's the benefit? Well, try this. A 10-student limit means that each student gets more attention from the instructor. What do you think? Isn't that a benefit? No. More attention from the instructor is not a benefit. Think back to your customer's favorite radio station. A benefit needs to answer the question, what's in it for me? So what would be an appropriate benefit statement in this example? You might try one like this. The 10-student limit that we put on our classes means that your employees will learn more about running the system in a shorter period of time. That benefits you in a couple of ways. First of all, it means that they can get out of training and back to work more quickly, so you're not sacrificing short-term productivity. It also means that they'll be more productive using the system, so the return that you get on your investment is greater than it would be without the training. Can you see the difference? What we've done here is to take the training discussion to its logical conclusion when viewed from the perspective of the customer. We finally answered the question, what's in it for me? Before we wrap up, let me warn you about something. The first few times you try this, you're probably going to feel a bit uncomfortable. You might feel as though everything you're saying sounds like a bad commercial. Well, trust me on this one. To your customers' ears, your benefit statements will sound just fine. After all, don't forget what their favorite radio station is.